Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to another Fallout 4 mod bundle. Today we are checking out mods that cover new settlement locations, and this idea was brought to us by John Evett. Now, I had been considering this before, but like I always say, if you want to drop your recommendations for future mod bundles, feel free to drop those in the comments, and who knows, you may even get featured in a video. So, thank you, John, for the suggestion. So, for today's bundle, like I said, we are covering new settlement locations. So, this isn't going to be things that modify existing settlements, but rather add completely new areas for you to build at and expand your settlement locations. So, for starters, we are going to be checking out Camp Coachituate by Tuesday. Now, right off the bat, I know what you're thinking. Coachituate? How did you know how to pronounce that? Did you have to Google it? And the answer is yes, because I might have said something like COCHITUATE, and, well, who's laughing now? Anyways, this mod adds a really cool new lakeside camp. This is actually a location in the vanilla game, but it has since been converted into a fully fledged settlement, and I think this is a perfect settlement location. There are so many locations in vanilla Fallout 4 that had existing settlements where maybe the settlers died or moved on, and somehow they just sit there and nobody has come and taken it over. So this is one of those areas that I think needed a settlement, and now it has one. So this mod definitely feels like a vanilla settlement, as again, it does use completely vanilla location, but it just adds a new settlement there. This fits really well into the game, and it feels like a settlement that should have just been there in the first place. So this is definitely a great little one-off mod. Moving on, we have another mod by Tuesday, and that is Metro Oberland. This is going to add a metro station to Overland station. So now you will actually kind of have two settlements in one. First of which is the generic Overland station, which we're all used to. But you'll notice now right next to the rails, there is a hatch that will take you underground. And this takes you to the new location, which is the metro. So now there is also a subway underneath that you can fully explore as well as take over. Really cool to have a new underground location that's very sizable. Similar to the vault rails, except not as extensive, and again, simply just taking over the metro. Very cool one, and a really unique idea. I like the idea of more underground settlements. This is Fallout after all, but they don't all have to be vaults. So the more that we can do with that, the better, in my opinion. Also, it's in its own world space, so it's going to be a lot less laggy and a lot easier on your frame, so you can really go hog wild with this one. Definitely worth having some alternative scrapping mods though. Even though they are a little finicky sometimes, you're going to be able to scrap a lot more that way. Although, alternatively, there is a version of this mod that actually is a clean version, which will remove a lot of these scrap and junk items. So, either way, it's really up to you if you want to do it by hand or just use the optional file. Moving on, we have Bright Bluff by PixelHater. This is a great little settlement mod in the glowing sea, so now we have some variety. Don't believe there's any vanilla settlements in the glowing sea. The closest one is a little farm that borders the edge. But this one actually throws you neck deep into the radiation, so you can have a settlement in the glowing sea if you really want one. And you can take this a few ways. You could just embrace the radiation, make this a Children of Atom type settlement, or you can make it a survivor's paradise. If you're traveling in the glowing sea, maybe you have some stored Radaway and Radex, and maybe even one of those cleansing radiation stations. Either way, this is a really cool mod that adds some more use to the glowing sea, because originally it was just a boring area with some high-level enemies, but now there's actually a reason to go out there and do some exploring. So, either way, really cool mod and definitely worth checking out. For our next mod, we have Conquest by Chesko. Now, the way this mod works is instead of a preset settlement, you actually get to decide that all on your own. So, now in your aid section after you download this mod, there is the Action Build Campsite feature. You click that, and you will see on the ground a little green duffel bag. And you're going to choose whatever location you'd like. I'm going to choose this nice flat spot right here. And we're going to place our campsite. Now, in the meantime, this is just a campsite, and that's great for a survival situation. So you can build things like a campfire, some seating furniture, some sleeping bags, tents, as well as a cooking stove, or a miniature generator, or even a light if you need it, as well as a cool little lantern here. But there is also an expansion. If you do that, you're going to place a workshop down. We're going to fade to black really quick to load up our new settlement, and you get to choose a name from a preset of names. We'll just go ahead and name this one the Lion Outpost. And now we have our very own workshop, and we can click on it. And as you can see, we even have the green boundary. That shows just how far we can build. And this one extends out pretty far. We even have access to water over there, as well as up on that hilltop. This is a nice big settlement here that we've got, and we can build everything that we'd ever want to. Now, this doesn't have some of the benefits of a preset settlement. However, this one works pretty great. And if you check the map, you'll see that it even has its own icon that you can fast travel to. And we'll click on that, and well, we're over encumbered, but trust me, it does work. Now, some key points about this mod is that you can't build these very close to existing settlements, as they may clip into each other, so you will need to go find some areas that aren't being utilized, which is fine. That's kind of the whole purpose of this mod. And also, I believe you can only have 10 settlements at a time, but if you activate your workshop, there is an option to dissolve the settlement. But overall, if you're looking for new settlement areas, this is one of the best mods you can get because you get to pick where it is. For our next mod, we have Basement Living by fadingsignal. Now, what this mod is going to do is allow you to add some new basements and bunkers and other underground structures to your settlements, and they themselves will be their own settlement. So, we have a bunch of new hatches, as you can see in our special category here. And the one we're going to start with here is going to be the basement bunker. As we are in Sanctuary, that one just seems like it makes the most sense. We'll just throw the hatch down in this room. And now we have created a new world cell. We're going to open that right up and be taken to our new settlement. Now, these aren't intended to be huge settlements, they are just little basements and bunkers, like the name suggests. But this one appears to be roomy enough. It's got some nice stuff in here. A couple of rooms, as well as even a door that leads to a little storage closet. Very nice. Now, this is a fully functional settlement, so we can scrap everything in here, move it around how we want. And this is just a super cool idea for a mod. As you can see, you have some power from a fuse box, as well as some interior controls. I believe that activates the lights, yes, and fog. You can even turn off the trash and debris, as well as this is your workshop. Pretty cool way to use a nice compact space. So if you ever wanted a basement in one of your buildings, this is a great way to add it. And this isn't the only interior. As you saw, there are actually 10 new interior cells. As you can see, we have the root cellar, as well as fallout shelters, emergency shelter, military bunkers, bomb shelters, warehouses, even caves, a workshop, and a garage. So the real important thing about these is these are all unique cells. So if you place one somewhere else, it will actually remove the door where you originally placed it. And more importantly, you can't place these inside of each other. It'd be really nice to have a conga line of cells where you can teleport from one to the other, but it just doesn't work that way. Really cool mod. I always really wanted to build basements in Fallout 4, so if I had a house, I could throw a basement underneath it, but there's just no way to dig out the ground. Well, this is a nice alternative, plus it puts you in a nice cozy cell where you don't really have to worry about frame rate. Really cool, interesting, unique mod, and a pretty old one too, but it's still just super awesome and serves such an amazing purpose. And finally, we have Commonwealth GK Project by Mr. J. Now, we saved this one for the end because this is more than just a simple location. This actually adds a ton of new settlement locations. You can build just about anywhere now, and there are a lot of locations, so I'm just going to go ahead and list them. These are huge settlements, by the way. You can practically build entire cities in these. However, the scrapping is going to be a little bit finicky, so you're definitely going to want to pack something like Place Everywhere so you can really get the items where you want them. So we have the Fens, Salem, Concord, and that means the entire city of Concord, as well as the entire city of Lexington, the Nahant Society, the Boston Mayoral Shelter, Gibson Point Pier, the Towers, that means Layton and Trinity Towers, the Federal Surveillance Center, Natick Banks, Fallon City, which is going to be Camp Kendall, Tycon, and the Green Tech area, the Coast Guard Pier, Scrap Palace, as well as Robotics Pioneer Park, all in one settlement right there, West Roxbury, South Boston, East Boston, Quincy Ruins, Libertalia, that's right, you finally get to build at Libertalia, Fort Strong, and the Boston Harbor. So, not only do you get a ton of areas, you also get some really big ones at that. Even the smallest ones like the Boston Mayoral Shelter cover a lot of ground. So this is definitely a settlement builder's wet dream because this is a ton of space for you to build at. Really, really cool, but like I said, you might want some scrap mods and some Place Everywhere. And with that, we bring this video to a close. We have a lot of mods on here already, but there are so many more settlement mods, so if you'd want to see this again, let me know in the comments below. I'd happily go out there and find even more settlement mods for you guys because there are a ton, and I'm sure that by the next time we do this, you'll have used some of these already and maybe looking for more. So again, drop it in the comments, let me know if you want another mod bundle with even more settlement locations, because like I said, I'm happy to do it. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to try any of these mods, they will be linked in the description down below. And if you've been using any of these or you plan to use any of these, go out there and support the mod authors. Donate, endorse, anything to show that you care and that you appreciate all of their hard work. And if you enjoyed this video, drop a rating, let me know what you thought, and subscribe if you haven't already to get more videos just like this one. I'd also like to thank our Patreon supporters for helping to make this video possible. If you want to learn more information about that, there will be a link in the description below. On top of that, I also stream on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you like catching streams, I hope to see you there as well. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and I really do hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.